All right, it is Sunday night. The two-day Ancient Galactic Wisdom stream through Portal to Ascension is over. There were a live-streamed panel at the end of both days. They are on Alan Steinfeld's YouTube site called New Realities. I'm going to put links below to both days' panels. I was the third speaker on day one, which was yesterday, Saturday. I probably did something unexpected by editing down short video clips of experiences and then just linking them together. First talking about my walk-in and then showing these video clips of actual experiences that had happened leading up to that book from J.J. Hurtak. I talk about synchronicities, and so when I was talking about this, I did talk about the overself and the experiences of entities in the bedroom making the choice, and I talked about the emerald green color armor with crystals and mirror light projections, and I talked about the songs on the radio like Protectors of Truth at 11:11. Things that Phil Gruber blew my mind when I first saw his presentation, Visitors to a Small Planet. I didn't know anything about Phil. And my video out there is the only live reaction I've ever done, was Phil talking about that, and I had the experiences before Phil talked about any of it, and that's why it blew my mind, because I documented it in video form, and it's out here with my videos out there. Now, during the presentation, I did tell people that they can find me just by searching YouTube under my name. And on my videos, I do have my posting dates under there. Unfortunately, they're not going to match up with YouTube because the original posting dates are on BitChute. That is my main video site that I use. I only uploaded to YouTube pretty recently, because after the Carn Swain interview, someone asked, what is your YouTube channel? I'm like, I don't have a YouTube channel. So I bulk dumped all the videos out on YouTube and then automatically uploaded to Rumble. But for the posting dates, so they'll only match up with the original videos I put on BitChute. So people, if you're wondering and you're going to research what I said and what the posting dates don't match up to YouTube, up in the top right hand corner of YouTube, my YouTube channel, it says all BitChute, all videos here. That's my BitChute site, so www.bitchute.com/Don Hudnall. That's the original dates. You can see the original posting dates to show the progression, and then when I find Phil, that all these videos happened before. I think that's something that no one had ever done before in a presentation, is showed actual experiences, and in some cases as is happening. Like for this two-day conference, when I've done other conferences, I've seen people with PowerPoints talking about experiences or knowledge that they've learned, or no PowerPoint. Also, this two-day weekend, people just talking and telling you what they know and sharing information and that kind of thing. I've never seen anyone really do videos. Alan Steinfeld, I have seen Alan do videos when he went to like Egypt and held some, did a tour group there. So I have seen videos before, but for someone who doesn't know anything and is having these experiences and then gets them confirmed later, I'm wondering what they actually thought about that. Because the thing I noticed that I thought was really another synchronicity, kind of like yesterday with the interview, Friday, with Alan Steinfeld, and he happened to be sitting in the Hurtak's home, and they came on camera, or J.J. Hurtak did, and talking about this book, and it was just a big synchronicity. I'm the first day, third speaker. After I spoke, it seemed like every time I listened, there was some kind of synchronicity, what I said, lined up with other people. At the last speaker of day one was my mentor, Phil Gruber, the one with that live reaction I did with his Visitors to a Small Planet. It freaked me out. Well, he went over some of that same exact material, and it lined up exactly with what I had shown several speakers, many speakers earlier, from earlier in the day. Lined up exactly. At the end of the day on the panel, one of the guests that came on and said, I got the impression you knew Phil because things seem to match from what I showed on video experiences and then what he was speaking get lined right up. What's the deal? And I tried to explain, because it's kind of hard to understand, I think, that somebody actually had these actual experiences documented in video form. The posting dates are out there to prove that I'm not making it up. And then watching the progressions as I'm doing videos, finding Phil live reacting to this and freaking out that something like that could really occur. I imagine it's kind of hard to grasp. It's just my imagination. I mean, these people have a lot more knowledge than I do on all this. I just have experiences. So maybe it's just me, and I don't know. But it was more synchronicities throughout the day, including on the same day before Phil, a gentleman named Craig somebody. Apparently he's in Hollywood, has done a lot of movies. He's put out a book or two, another book coming out. His presentation was on UFO hotspots where people can go, and a lot of UFOs are seen in different places. And he's dealt with a lot of people in the movie type industry that have had weird experiences. One of them he talked about was someone seeing two groups of entities, kind of a positive and a negative type, around a tree like a portal, clashing, fighting over this portal area. And I'm like, that's exactly one of the edited, not exactly, but one of the edited down video clips I showed when those two groups of entities came in my bedroom at midnight and things happened and eventually they started clashing. And under the text I put in there, it was like soundless energies flashing between the two groups. And he described the same thing as this other person's experience that he saw. And I'm like, I know he didn't hear my presentation. I could see the speakers. He wasn't online, so he didn't see my presentation. And it's like, that's funny. It just lined up with what somebody else experienced, the same thing. Like, that's funny. This morning, this is Sunday, this morning, clicked it on after I went to bingo, checked for water leaks, things like that on the new ceiling tiles I installed. Just before I did my presentation yesterday, I went and installed a dozen new ceiling tiles because they fixed the roof leak. Holding so far. But anyway, he had a bullet list of walking characteristics. And it was like just walking down my presentation. Everything I talked about, my walking experiences, he had it almost in bullet point form. Everything going down there. That was so funny. It just so matched. The last one I didn't talk about was allergies, and boy, I have some allergies. And right now, I'm on antibiotics because my allergies went crazy dealing with some mud. If you saw the mud in the yard, past videos, 2 inches of rain today, another 4 days of rain coming up, almost an inch every day. A lot of water out there. It's a lake. Anyway, it seemed that I'm the third speaker, and it seemed just to me, just from my optics, I guess, maybe it's just my clouded vision or something, but after I did my presentation, I don't know how much it impacted the other speakers, but there seemed to be a lot of coincidences with what they were talking about lining up with some of my stuff. And it was just so funny. It's like, yeah, it's all real. This stuff happens. And it was really, really neat. Finally, I hope I get to sleep tonight. I still wound up too much to sleep last night. The final thing, I'll put links down below to the final days of the panel with Alan Steinfeld's site. But something I can't get out of my head after yesterday, after the first day of the conference ended, I haven't put all my experiences out here. Not all of them. I've tried, but there's been so many. It just becomes every day. Weird things, just every day. You just can't explain. Weird coincidences and synchronicities, things like that. And I was thinking back to one that I didn't include in my book, didn't include on any of these videos. While my wife and I were living in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area, we decided to take a vacation to Galveston, Texas. This is decades ago, before really camera cell phones. It would have been the time of handheld camcorders, things like that. And it was off season. So not really many people on the beach, especially with that day. It was thick overcast clouds. Thick overcast clouds. And nobody's really on the beach or anything. Off season. Just wet and dreary kind of day. I decided to go out on one of the, we call them jetties, where all the rocks go out into the Gulf or into an ocean. All the little big rocks, not little rocks, big rocks. I decided to just walk out to the end of it one day and just kind of, look at the water and the sky and everything like I do. And while I was out there, the clouds kind of opened up and a straight beam of sunlight came down on top of me. I know it sounded crazy and may sound kind of arrogant, but this has actually happened. I mean, I'm not trying to build it up to be anything. It just happened. One of those weird coincidences. Just a beam of sunlight on me. And it was nice, and and it's warm. It's nice after this cold, dreary kind of day, and it's just nice warm sunlight. Feels good. And then eventually I start walking back along the jetty toward the shore, and the beam of light followed me the entire way back to the beach. As soon as I got off the rocks onto the beach, clouds closed up again. The light went away. It just vanished. It was just there for at the end, and then walking all the way back. And it's a decent little walk along that long thing. And then it disappeared. Thing I can't get out of my head is I keep getting pictures, images in my head of somebody in a hotel on a higher level looking down, recording this on video. And I can't get that out of my head. I don't know where it's coming from. I wonder if anybody actually did record that. Hey, if you're ever recording that, let me know. Just let me know some chat or something. If you've got a recording of that, I'd love to see it. But I can't get it out of my head that somebody did a video recording of that particular experience. And it wasn't me, because I was out there just being out there by myself and then walking back. So it wasn't me. And this is from above looking down that it's been recorded. So I don't know. That's about it. Just a quick thing. So overall, I think the conference went pretty well, actually. And yeah, so talk to you later.